Hello, comrades. It's Premier Rever here, and I am back in the city of Revergrad. Let's turn on time. And we have not set up our coal thing. We have once again, for another episode, pretty much neglected the city of Revergrad, but it is churning out what we need, which is plenty of dollars. So, anyway, we're almost up to $1 million, which I think I've not crossed yet. So I'd like to be able to spend more of the money. However, I am I'm severely limited on my rubles, which leads us to coming back over here in the end of the last episode. I think about the only thing that happened here is I built the warehouse. I haven't even done anything with it. I'm not sure that I will, other than to add the mechanical components and whatnot to here, even though it's going to cost us a good amount, mechanical and electrical components, because that will speed up whatever construction we have coming out of this depot. So eventually I think we will, but in order to set up, a system, I'm not sure A, that this one building will do it, and B, there we go, that's going to be rather expensive. Keep us away from the $1 million. Look at that. Ouch. Oh, I didn't realize it would be that much. All right, well, we have lots of money in mechanical components at this point and electrical components, but what we'll do, and this will save a good amount of time for building things, is come here and set these up. Good. So, I mean, it is the far and away, like and in particular, when I'm over here, let's slide up here. So we've pushed this far. So we are across the river, and I should have let's come back here real quick to this guy, and yeah, so he's still assigned to do the high voltage switch and the high voltage wire. So we'll have something to do for a few minutes. And once we do that, then we can get this area powered up. I got the substation done. We got our bridge built, which is, I hope, fairly obvious considering we're across the river. So now the goal for this thing is to see if we can get all the way to Molna. And I have a feeling that I may just complete it, whether we can actually terraform or not, because I think I can still place the roads even if they're bumpy. We've got a building on fire. Yeah, we'll look for a new message that says building fire extinguished, because we are focused. All right, so we're going to, see, this really didn't need much terraforming, did it? Let me take it down a little bit. And then I'll do my I don't know, I think it looks a lot nicer when you do this a little bit wider, even though that's kind of a lot wider. Get that to where it won't lay down and build. Now, I think we want to turn it this way even a little bit. Let's take a look around here. I think we'll shoot like right across here and stay out of most of this hill area. Like, do something like this. Not too much. How's that look? Kind of. Maybe we'll even. See, now once you did it the once, so to speak, now we can come back, like say from here, kind of do it again, and then it doesn't cut as much out, but it still, I think, looks... Oh, we need a free excavator. Okay. Well, this is what I was talking about. Huh. Didn't I just do it from like right there? So let's see. Can we get away with... Oh, wait. Escape. So if we come back to here... Ah, I see. So you can kind of... I don't want to say cheat it, but sort of cheat it. I don't want it to be green. Yeah, so if we were to come back, and I want to be, kind of take that down a bit. And let's just fix this. All right, that's plenty wide. Now I think we're just gonna like run her home, you know? In the sense of, I'll come up to here. Let's shave a little off from like there to there. And we'll just come up to the opening of this. See, now we could still designate things to be built. We just can't necessarily do any terraforming past this point, right? But I don't know that we really are even going to need to. We'll just cut. Oh, I missed. I mean, there is a hill right there, but if we really, you know, as a matter of fact, let's just sort of, we'll go, yeah, let's see. I guess if it turns yellow, we're gonna be kind of hosed, aren't we? Yeah, but it didn't. So let's just go over the place that's the least humpy, and we can worry about well, there we go. So not perfect, but you know, at some point enough is enough. You know, again, we're going to have $10 million and we're not going to be connected to the road. So then the other thing to do will be to get a high voltage power line, which I'll just run at this point right across or right alongside the road, I think. So what are we hitting up here somewhere? Yeah, let's. It's always annoying to me on a slight level. All right, well, there we go. So that's power hooked up. We don't actually have power to here yet because we have this stuff going on. As you can see, we haven't spent that many time, but it's been, you know, a good 5 minutes, and I don't know that we've got our, see, there we go. See, a lot of these things are going to need these electrical components. So no workers. That's another big issue. So the way we're doing this is kind of good because, oh, here, while I'm talking, I am going to get these guys working. So let's go back to the road and say, yeah. And then we can assign this guy to here. And then the other thing I want to point out, I haven't given it a new name yet, but Rasabee's small aggregate. I bought another. Oh, wrong. Well, that's when that's what you call fast scrolling gone really bad. There, I hit the middle mouse instead of. Here in the last episode, I said, "Oh, there's no real point in putting these in," but this is kind of nice when you're doing a relay station. At least it worked out well. I can have trucks coming in and out of here and yet still have 2 slots. So I kind of wish there was unloading docks now for things like that marketplace, you know, where you can, you could have extra parking spaces to unload corn or extra parking spaces to unload whatever you wanted into a warehouse, just like you can with this. So this way my trucks can still get in and out of here when they're assigned a job. And yet at the same time, obviously we're still fully functional. We're unloading, or you could do the same thing with the loading if you so desired. But anyway, so these guys are getting their gravel from there, and I bought 2 new trucks and put them in this storage area or this construction area. And bottom button. Finish unfinished road. What? Menu button. Well, that's an interesting name for a road. Okay. It doesn't sound very Eastern European or Russian, does it? Anyway. All right. Maybe we'll come up with a better name for that at some point here. It just caught me off guard. That came from the computer, honest guys. Somebody probably had a list and somehow that got on it. So yeah, so now we have to complete these power lines so we can get the gas station going, and yeah, we're working on one of the last stretches of road. So I think we'll cut the video here, and I'll just keep plugging away at this. It'll be a little while that these guys are working on that. And then, before that's done, I'll end up coming back. But once our construction crew is done, we can talk about getting them to their next assignment, which we could either do with some improvements in town here. We could definitely do with some improvements in Revergrad, though that's pretty stable, I would have to say. I shouldn't do that. Knock on wood. There we go. I don't know if you could hear that or not, but I did knock on wood. But I think I'm most interested in getting a town built up over here, and then getting the steel mill, and we probably want to get at least maybe even an aggregate storage over here. We'll be getting our concrete and asphalt from over here, but that shouldn't be too far away, though I'm looking forward to having the more vehicles because, before we actually get into that steel mill, because then it'll be good to be able to run things over. But certainly I think maybe getting a storage yard for steel over here would be smart. And I think once we get our connection, and if we're able to sell some of whatever, hopefully power would be pretty easy to sell. And that may influence which way we go. Do we build another power plant and get that going? Like I said, I think there's some good coal up in this. Well, I don't know if it's good, but see, like decent coal, we could end up putting a coal mine right here. I mean, it would not be the greatest coal, but it would be, pretty close and easy for getting, something set up over here. And then we would even do another coal mine to feed the steel mill over here. So I don't know why we wouldn't, or do we just do the steel mill first? But then I'm a little worried that we won't have enough power. But we could always buy some in, I guess, until we got things set up. Let me turn this wireframe off. It is kind of ugly compared to not on. It's not the prettiest game, but it's pretty well done. I mean, I certainly am used to it by now. So. And then we really don't have our cement factory going, do we? Did we not buy? Oh, yeah, you know what? We're going to turn this guy on. I don't know why. Yeah. See, we weren't going to buy coal because it's so darned expensive, but I think it's still cheaper, especially. Yeah, but you know what? We're going to hold off until we can get the trucks, because I would need a few cement trucks to deliver cement to these other places, including potentially, well, yeah, all the way down there, even though it might not be worth it. But then again, we build our coal mine here. We can make sure we have a good coal place, and then we just don't even worry about messing with the coal down there. We just let it do its thing. All right, we'll see. Well, I can decide in between the little break here. And in the meantime, I'm very excited to get some imports going this way. So I'm going to babysit that with utmost care. So, all right, well, I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Well, a little bit of time has passed, and we are now sitting here, and I've just witnessed, I was just over there, and I flew back in my helicopter, and now I'm hovering over the high voltage power lines here, and we, as you can see, are most of the percentage done. If we, well, wait, I'd have to click all the way over there to see, because our people in the gravel grod, I haven't said that word too many times. Gravel grod construction are working on this, and I think that the last two steel trucks are coming. Now, because I started the video, there's going to be a rounding error, and it says 13 on the trucks, but it'll be like, you know, 0.002 short. But and then we don't have any workers here, but I also started our gas station, so that'll be done. And you can definitely see, like, you know, I don't know, there was a gravel truck got down to here, turned around and went back not too long ago. So it'll be good. I don't know if he would have gone back or do they go forward to another stop. This one certainly would have been closer at that point. You would think he would come back to here, but the pathing in this game, I did read a forum post on Steam that said it's based on the number of nodes. So like this is a node, that's a node. I don't know that the bridge would, but then like every intersection, in other words, would be a node. So when we lay out our next city, we're going to test it. Yeah, look at that. One steel. So I don't know why. The one truck said 13, so I got all excited. So we're going to end up, yeah, look. Yeah, it's just ever so close, you know, so we'll have to wait till we get the one steel. But having said that, I guess we'll have to kill a few minutes here, which won't be too bad. We are making progress on our road. You know, this is the third section so they've gotten 2 sections done. This will be the third section since the beginning of the episode, or when I quit, or when I paused. So there we go. So now we have what does that look like? 1/3 of one tower left to go. And then we'll have that. So one of the things that I'd had to do, geez, I keep hitting the middle mouse button for some reason. There we go. One of the things I had to do to get enough steel was I stole one of the trucks that's delivering steel to the job sites, and I put them on, you know, get more steel here. Now, I also turned the amount of steel total that we would have up here down a bit, so that we wouldn't store too much steel here, because there's going to come a point that, you know, I really just don't need that much steel up in this area. So I might even want to let's turn it down a little bit more. You know, like if we had 50 tons of steel up here, that's probably going to be enough until we have a project, because, you know, are we going to build another steel supply over here so that we can build our steel mill? And that's all questions that I haven't even fully considered, but maybe before the end of this episode, we'll get an answer, you know? So let's, like I said, I was hoping that would be the end. Where is our last steel truck? Let's follow him in. I think this, yeah, there he is. All right. So after this, the road being done or not, I'm going to see about exporting power to this guy. And then we'll go turn the export off down the other end. I don't know what happens if we have export on 2 different locations. I don't think anything. I don't know if it divides it in half or does it suck from the closest to your power plant? Who knows? But our electrical contraptions certainly aren't attractive for the landscape, are they? And the fact, I think often, I don't know, we have power networks and you see the wires, but I don't think they often run these huge wires right next to the highway once in a while. Oh, that truck went to the wrong place. Not the wrong place, but it went to... Oh, here he comes. He was right behind us. Da-da-da. Oh, and look, the people. Do we have people? Oh, that's the road crane. Oh, that's the road crane. Oh, that's the switch. There we go. So now we have no people. And we have everything we need. Up here comes a bus. That's going to be coming here. They definitely do every other. So if one bus goes here and we only have 2 construction jobs, then the other one's going to come to the next one. Here we go. We have a power connection. So let's zoom up and out a little bit and slide on over to Molna. And I'm going to, we're in export mode. There we go. So now what I want to do is let's go all the way back to here. We're going to turn our export mode. That is a long hike. We're going to turn this down. Okay, and then I probably should have upped the amount we could sell, right? I mean, I don't know why we would limit that necessarily. Does it, as I've now accomplished, yeah, we'll do 2. There we go. Our money is going up. Let's see it on the books. There we go. We're selling power at a pretty prodigious rate. Now, what I don't know is, does the power that we're selling, I would think that we would use the power locally first and sell off the excess. So I'm not sure why you would set the maximum amount. So we are exporting 2. Let's go back over here and see. So yeah, I don't think is there any real way to tell? Or is the idea that you can, the reason that you would be able to do this, so we're making 5. So the fact that we're selling 2, does that just mean we're using more coal, right? Like, so if you didn't want to, like, why wouldn't we up this? Let's see, what's the maximum? 1,400 megawatts, and so the maximum amount, oh, that's a megawatt hour. So if we're selling 2 megawatts, so this is where it gets a little bit tricky. You would multiply that by 60, right? To get a megawatt hour. So in other words, 60 times 2 is 120 megawatts. So let's see what happens when we click this up. Yep, see, like we're making more, so we're using up more of our coal. Perfect. Okay. Now, all right, that's seems fine for now. I don't want to starve this thing of coal. How are we doing on our coal? Yeah, no, we're fine for now. Might even be able to up that, but the point is, our rubles are going up. That's like, you know, we've really, I feel like in some ways we've conquered the start, right? I mean, just a matter of time, and we will have, you know, enough rubles to buy trucks and really get to expanding things in a wonderful way. Whew. Boy, that's like, it's like a relief. That was a long time coming. So one of the things I want to do is buy another truck for here, and we can use rubles without worrying so much. Oh, not the construction office. Sorry. Depot, road vehicle, oil tank. So Yeah, my oil tank's becoming less popular. Oh, I can't even buy the one I was using before, can I? All right, well, let's get the one that guy does 9. This guy does 12. All right, well, now that rubles aren't such a big issue, I'm going to take this guy. I'm not even going to know what to do with myself with rubles not being. And he's going to come from here. And watch, this guy won't be done, will he? Yep, he is done. And I'm going to go to there. And I'm going to say, you load up fuel. And come out to this gas station and wait, but unload your fuel. Now, this was set to buy nothing. Let's just purchase a little bit as a backup. Now, let's see. So this is what $58 to buy with this. So I'm assuming, since 31, which is, these are worth more, the rubles. So in other words, it would be, at least at one point when I look, like 1.1 or 1.2, something like that. So in other words, this is probably in the neighborhood of like $37 as a general statement. Now, I think the economy can change over time, and it depends on how you value it. There is no direct valuation as far as I know. But this is cheaper. So we'll buy this with rubles now that we have them. So at least we have a minimum amount of fuel in there for these guys, so they don't. Because what will happen is once you have your gas station open, they'll start going in there even though there's no gas, and your road vehicles will start getting bogged down. There we go. So let's see, how are we doing on our final, well, in this construction? Looks like we're almost done. Yeah, one more load of gravel, partial load, and we'll be done that. So then we'll have a road connected, and we can actually decide, to export things there. I'm not so sure that I'm too worried about that, but I do need to let our rubles build up before we can do too much as far as buying vehicles goes. So we will keep, well, here's another thing. I want to come over here and check out, over here, how much is in this. Good. 104, 207. So we're not going to mess with that. But one of the things, now these guys are, I got 2 dump trucks sitting here doing nothing. So what I want to do is temporarily change them to this. Just until we decide what to do. I want to top up our other gravel. So I want you to go to here and get gravel, and then I want you to come to, is that an unload? Oh, I already got them. Oh, I already filled this one up? Okay, never mind. Sorry, guy. All right, well, that was good. So this guy was running back and forth from where? So he's going from Revergrad to load this thing up. So let's stop that. Let's add a new stop right after this one. Oops. So that was something I could have caught a long time ago. And you're going to come to, where is it? Here. And Gravelgrad. So let's delete this one. I don't load anything, but it will only get gravel anyway. But I like to. So he won't change, but it's okay. That's good. So now we have, now we're going to have Gravelgrad be filling up both of those gravel things. So it won't cost us too much extra. So we do have a yard here with nothing in it. So what I would like to do, and again, we don't have the vehicles quite yet. But let's see, we have this vehicle and this vehicle. So let's send them over to the depot for now. once they're even close to assigned to there. Let's make this one I mean, the steel is going to be the biggest thing. Well, kind of everything. We're going to let's set up another. There's going to be no. All right, so while we're here, I think I can do this. Yeah, that'll save a little bit of time. So you're going to take steel and bring it over to this yard. And then so are you. All right, you want to load. Unload. Start. And you're going to do the same exact thing. One other thing, wait when you get done loading. Now that's going to be, when you have two trucks, that's a little bit of a problem because there's only two entrances there. So, like I said, I wish there was like a parking lot, like you can add parking, like unload places to these, like one of those. This has extra facilities, like connection facilities to factories, but I don't know of a way to. All right, so we're going to no. There we go. Unload. Does that make sense? Like where instead of having it attached to a factory, it'd be nice if it could attach to a parking space. Again, like this idea in mind, you know, so that we could have two trucks deliver into here, and then when they are sitting there waiting to drop off their stuff, you know, they're not actually clogging up the works. All right, so there we go. So now we have a bit of steel on the way up to here. Let's limit the amount. Well, I don't even know if I'm going to limit the amount. Because we're going to need a lot of steel here for. Now watch this. It says 95%, but hit minus once, and then it bumps that all the way up. So with the steel, we're going to have as much as we can get, and we're just going to have to import it over to here. How do I want to do this? I don't want to get these yards too in the way of anything else. I don't think, maybe if we kind of go behind this one, we'll get a road going. Right, straight off of here, say, right? Now, I'm just going to end up deleting that and then rebuilding it. And then, again, it's the oil wells are not going to be right on the tree line here, so we can encroach here and there a bit on those. So we want storages. Yeah, so like, I'll just put it close to the road as I can get it within reason. So there's a storage for bricks. There's a storage for prefab panels. And there's a storage for the other one. Why am I not thinking of? Oh, boards. So now what I'm going to do is just come in here, and we're going to. Yeah, we do have a construction office here. So at some point, it'll be better to switch over to here when you have all the stuff that they need. So in other words, to start out, we may be better off just running them from over there because they're closer to their supplies. But once they get all their supplies here, then we'll be better. We may be better off doing it the other way. All right, so we delete that road so we can make this one road project. Road projects. There we go. And then we'll just do that. So now, does this guy have everybody that they need? No, because where did I put, I took the dump trucks out of there thinking they were going to go do something else. So let's put the dump trucks back. So when they have the dump trucks back, they will have everything they need at least to do that road. And then I took these guys out thinking that they would... Oh, I didn't start them. Yeah, you guys start. Or at least you... Yeah, I didn't start that one. That's fine. So now, this guy's going to work on a road. Well, we got money coming in with rubles, so I'm just going to buy open haul. You know, I'm not going to use this logger, even though it looks like it would be a decent vehicle. And this guy would hold 12 tons of stuff, but the one we've been using, which is this one, holds 13 of a lot. And there's no better than that. So we're going to get him 2 more of these just for the future. He's got his crane, he's got an excavator, 2 trucks. But what I'm going to do, let's close this, and I'm going to say that for this job in particular, you're going to use this aggregate storage. So it's not like we can't, you know, run them from here for now, because if we put them in here, these other constructions are going to be based here. They're going to actually take like an extra trip, if that makes sense, to get started. Like where they'll just, like now, this guy's going to drive all the way up here to get gravel here, which isn't a wasted trip because he's going to just put it on the road, right? But if we had them if we had these guys in here and they had to go get steel, every time they go to do a new job, they're going to have to drive all the way back there to get steel and then come back here. So I hope that makes sense. Yet now that they're over there, if they get a new job, they just grab the steel and come here and drop it off. It's not like they're doing as much back and forth. At least it feels that way. Maybe it's not even true. But. All right, there we go. So we now have a road construction project over here. Let's go check. Let's go check on the status of our road. Oh, they're done. Very good. So let's come back over to here. And back over to here and assign them. Let's see, what is this? Oh, they'll have 2 more after that. Then we'll actually have a road connection over to there. Yeah, so we're not going to have unlimited rubles, but just the fact that we have them coming in is nice. So in between the episodes, I'll get this build up, and then you know, we'll start planning. It's just don't mean to. Well, the video's long enough. That's the bottom line. So we'll get into the next episode. So I might as well get this caught up. You know, at least get it going, and then we'll have to decide, what do we build first? Do we build a steel mill, which would be awful nice? How's the pricing on things like steel? Yeah, look at that, 1,000. But now, once we get the road built, we'll be able to buy steel from there. So maybe we set up like a, yeah, that. All right, well, we'll keep them getting steel from here, but at some point, I guess it costs you enough fuel that I don't know if it's worth shipping it all in from Molna way up there when we can get it right from here. So we'll have to see. But yeah, that'll be one of the next things. And I know obviously we have trains, so we could possibly start setting up some trains, but I don't particularly want to do that until we have our steel mill going, you know, like. And then that way, because the trains will be pretty steel intense usage. So there you go. All right, well, let me build up our ability to store up construction materials here, and then I will come back for the next episode. Once again, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate any of the likes and subs and all that kind of stuff. And I hope you guys have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.